سلام، مهدی نوری هستم و توی این ویدیو با هم میخوایم بریم سراغ قسمت اول از کتاب کار درس هفتم، کتاب American Headway سطح دوم. Living History. Present Perfect. In this unit we studied present perfect with each other. Have or has plus the third form of the verb, past participle. Now present perfect affirmative means positive form. Complete the text with the verbs in the box in the present perfect.
James Mendez is 60 years old and as active as ever. He is a journalist and he's worked for New York Sentinel for 22 years. He's traveled widely in Africa, China, and the Middle East. As a foreign correspondent, he has met many famous world leaders, including Bill Clinton and Nelson Mandela. He is also a friend of the United States President. They have played golf together on many occasions, and James has always won. His passion is travel. He's climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. He's crossed the Sahara Desert on a camel, and he's seen the Northern Lights in Iceland. He's written a number of books about his travels, and he's won several prizes. His story of a train journey between Berlin and Beijing, Alone Again, won an award in 2006. He's been married to Alice Bowers, the artist, for 40 years. They have 2 sons. For the past 15 years, they've lived in a beach house on Long Island, New York. This is the best place we have ever lived, says James. We've had a wonderful life. We are very lucky.
So we said we use present perfect to talk about actions happened in the past and continues to the present. یعنی اتفاقایی که گذشته رو وصل میکنن به حال. For example, he's been married to Alice Bowers for 40 years. Or they've lived in a beach house on Long Island in New York. And to express our experiences. برای اینکه از تجربه هامون حرف بزنیم. For example, he's met many famous leaders. He's played golf with the president. These are his experiences. پس present perfect 2 تا کاربردش رو با هم دیگه گفتیم. کارهایی که توی گذشته کردیم و تا به امروز میان و تجربه هایی که توی زندگیمون داشتیم. Now complete James' sentences. Look at the example. I worked for the same newspaper for over 20 years. این اون استفاده وصل کردن گذشته به حال. من 20 ساله که دارم برای یه روزنامه کار میکنم. 2. I've traveled a lot in Africa. این experience. من خیلی زیاد به آفریقا سفر کردم. 3. I've never lost a game of golf against the US president. 4. I've been married for 40 years. 5. I've lived in a house on the beach for 15 years. Now questions and negatives. Look at James' answers and complete the questions. One. How long have you worked for the New York Sentinel?
For 22 years.
2. Which famous people have you met?
Bill Clinton and Nelson Mandela.
3. Have you ever played golf with the US president?
Yes, I have, many times. I always win.
4. How many books have you written?
4. They're all about places I have been to.
5. How long have you been married to Alice?
For 40 years.
And now complete the negative sentences. Look at the example. He hasn't changed jobs for over 20 years. اون 20 ساله که شغلش رو تغییر نداده.
2. The US president hasn't beaten him at golf. 3. He and his wife haven't moved for a long time. 4. He hasn't lived in a better place than Long Island.
Write the short answers. 1. Has he been to China?
Yes, he has.
2. Has he ever crossed a desert?
Yes, he has.
3. Have he and Alice lived on Long Island for a long time?
Yes, they have.
4. Have they ever lived in a better place?
No, they haven't.
5. Has he had a good life?
Yes, he has.
So short answers are like yes, he has, no, he hasn't. Yes, I have, no, I haven't. And now the past participles, third form of the verbs. Complete the chart with the simple past and the past participle of the verbs, like meet, met, met. See, saw, seen. Write, wrote, written. Win, won, won. اینو خواهشان won تلفظش نکنید. won. Come, came, come. Go, went, gone. Be, which means am, is, are. Was, were, been. Have, had, had. Read, read, read. Same spelling, different pronunciation. Do, did, done. Begin, began, begun. Find, found, found. Eat, ate, eaten. And now let's talk about for and since. Complete the sentences with for or since. We said that for shows the duration of time, but since shows the start point.
1. I haven't spoken to Harry for months. 2. Pete's been in America since January. 3. Where have you been? I haven't seen you for so long. 4. I've been on vacation for a couple of weeks. 5. I've worked in the bank since I was 22.
And now choose the correct answer.
I've been a student of English for 3 years. I've known Jake for a long time. We haven't seen each other since we were in school. I've had a headache since Monday. I was a waiter for 10 months. Now I'm a chef. I met my wife 10 years ago.
Present perfect and simple past. Rewrite the sentences using the simple past and the time expression in parentheses. The thing we said about present perfect is that we don't mention the exact time. There is no time actually, exact time in present perfect. ما گفتیم برای حال ساده ما زمان دقیق مثل yesterday, last week, last month اینا نداریم. حالا اینجا فقط میخوایم توی این تمرین جمله های present perfectمون رو تبدیل به گذشته ساده و یه زمان خاص کنیم. For example, I've seen that movie.
I saw it yesterday.
I've seen that movie. It means I have the experience of watching it and before now I have seen it. من این فیلم رو دیدم. اما I saw it yesterday یعنی دیروز دیدمش. 2. We've arrived in Moscow.
We arrived here at 6 o'clock.
3. She's bought a new bag.
She bought it last week.
4. Harry's written a book.
He wrote it 2 years ago.
5. They've been to Australia.
They were there in 2008.
6. She's started her new job.
She started it on July 17th.
7. I've lost my phone.
I lost it last night.
8. Paul's worked as a waiter.
He worked as a waiter for 2 months.
9. I've lived in Rome.
I lived there when I was a student.
10. We've had dinner.
We had a sandwich before we left.
Now here it asks you to write the time expressions from exercise 1 that we use with the simple past. I haven't written them. You can see them in the parentheses. Yesterday, at 6 o'clock, last week, 2 years ago. In 2008, on July 17th, last night, for 2 months, when I was a student and before we left. With these, we always use simple past. Put the verbs into the correct tense, simple past or present perfect. خیلی خیلی تمرین خوبیه چرا که بعد تشخیص بدین از گذشته ساده استفاده کنید یا حال کامل.
Pete, have you ever lived on your own?
Yes, when I was studying in Paris, I had my own apartment. Why?
Well, I'm going to college next year and I'm a little worried. I've never lived away from home before. I haven't even cooked a meal for myself.
Don't worry, you'll learn.
Did you like it?
Yes, I loved it.
On your own means alone. Hey Beth, I like your phone.
Thanks.
How long have you had it? I haven't seen it before.
I've had it for weeks.
Where did you get it?
From the new store on Main Street.
How much did you pay for it?
Nothing. It was an upgrade. Barney, do you know James Kelly?
Yes, I've known him for years.
Oh, when did you meet him?
I met him at a conference in 2006. Then he went to England for a couple of years, but he's back in the US now.
What does he do?
He works for IBM. He has worked for them since he came back from England.
Now the adverbs. Never, already, yet. We said we use never in negative sentences between the two parts of the verb. never رو توی جمله های منفی استفاده میکنیم بین have و has و شکل سوم. Already is for the positive sentences. Already تو جملات مثبت. Again between have or has and verb 3. Yet is used in negative sentences and questions and it's used at the end of the sentences. Look at the example. Who is that man?
I don't know. I've never seen him before.
2. Would you like to see that new movie at the theater?
No, thanks. I've already seen it.
3. Where is my white t-shirt?
I haven't watched it yet, sorry.
4. Ankara's amazing, isn't it?
I don't know. I've never been there.
5. Are there any letters for me?
The mail carrier hasn't arrived yet. He doesn't come until later.
6. Don't forget to call Tony about Saturday.
I've already spoken to him. He knows all about it.
You know that we use never to say that nothing has ever happened in your life. Never یعنی کاری که تا حالا انجام ندادید. Yet یعنی هنوز. یعنی مثلا هنوز لباساتو نشستم. I haven't washed it yet but I have a plan to wash them. اما پلان دارم که بشورمشون. Already means sometime before now. Already یعنی یه وقتی قبل از الان. مثلا I've already seen it. یعنی من همین الانش هم دیدم این فیلمی که میگی. یا I've already spoken to him. یعنی اصلا قبل از اینکه تو بگی من همین الانش باهاش حرف زدم و بهش گفتم. Complete the conversations using the verbs in the box in the present perfect. Look at the example. What's your new boss like?
I don't know. I haven't met her yet.
2. Are you hungry?
Yes, I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything yet.
I'm starving means I'm really hungry. 3. What do you think of that book I lent you?
I'll tell you later. I haven't read it yet.
4. Do you like Thai food?
I've no idea. I've never tried it.
5. Would you like a cup of coffee?
No thanks. I've already had 2 cups.
6. That cake looks good. Can I have some?
Not yet. I haven't decorated it yet.
Simple present, simple past or present perfect. بیاین یکم گرامرامون رو با هم دیگه ریویو کنیم. ببینیم simple present حال ساده میخوایم، simple past گذشته ساده یا present perfect حال کامل. Complete the sentences about the singer John Ford. Choose the correct answer, but look at his profile. Look at the example. John Ford lives with his wife in Chicago. Every day, all the time. اون با همسرش توی شیکاگو زندگی میکنه. 2. He went to Chicago Music School. Because music is finished, so we use simple past. 3. His wife Vicky writes for the Courant newspaper. We say she writes because it's her job. She does it every day. 4. He and his wife have known each other since school. Past to present. 5. John sings in a band called Heart and Soul Boys. 6. They had a number 1 hit with their song Never Ever in 2008. Because it's an action in the past, so we use simple past. رسیدیم به پایان بخش اول از کتاب کار درس هفتم. توی ویدیوی بعدی با هم میریم سراغ بخش دوم و کتاب کار درس هفت رو تموم میکنیم.